Day 39. Today, the murder of peace activist and resident of Kibbutz Be'eri, Vivian Silva, aged 74, was confirmed. It took nearly 6 weeks for enough DNA to be recovered from her burnt-down house to confirm that she had died there on October 7th. Vivian was born and raised in Winnipeg, Canada, and moved to Israel in 1973. She was a founding member in 2014 of Women Wage Peace, a movement which has now grown to 50,000 members, Jewish and non-Jewish Israeli women who are committed towards convincing our political leaders to reach a peace settlement to end the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Vivian was also the co-CEO of the Negev Institute Strategies of Peace and Development, an organisation dedicated to social change, and a former board member of the human rights organisation B'Tselem. She also volunteered with Road to Recovery and drove Palestinians from Gaza to Israeli hospitals. Members of the peace community are devastated by news of her passing. As late as last night, her picture was still being held aloft in the nightly demonstrations demanding the release of all hostages. The IDF today announced the death of Corporal Noah Marciano, who was captured by Hamas on October 7th. Marciano, aged 19, of the Combat Intelligence Collection Corps 414th, served in the Nahal Oz base when it was overrun by terrorists during the onslaught. Yesterday, Hamas published a propaganda video of the soldier, showing her speaking to the camera 4 days after being taken hostage. The video then cuts to her dead body. Hamas claims she died as a result of an Israeli airstrike, but analysts who have seen the footage say she was beaten to death. The IDF recognises her as a fallen soldier held captive by a terror group. The Israeli ground offensive in Gaza continues to make progress. Yesterday, photos were released of soldiers placing Israeli flags in Hamas's political headquarters. However, their rocket launching capability is still strong, as in evidence from attacks on major population centres in Israel both last night and today. There was serious damage in Ashkelon and sirens in multiple other sites, with several light injuries to civilians. Israel has provided Gazan hospitals with respirators and neonatal equipment as its forces take control of more areas. An offer of a small amount of fuel to help Shifa Hospital function was rejected 2 days ago. In the north, Israel has responded with increased airstrikes to a bombardment by Hezbollah on towns and kibbutzim in the north. Most of the citizens have been evacuated, putting pressure on Israel's civil society to respond. Avoiding headlines, but worthy of them, are the women who are streamlining aid to evacuees to match donations with needs. The logistics of helping over 200,000 people, some of whom have lost everything and fled just in the clothes they were wearing, and others who are too traumatized to function, would be overwhelming if it were not for the competence of the women in charge. This is Peter Jones-Pellach reporting for NCJWA, Australia.